The England team somehow defeated Mexico and transformed into semi-final contenders, ready to battle host Italy for a ticket to the finals. Before the semi-final, Big Beard refused to play. Being a Syrian Kurd, he avoided a pitched civil war upon learning the Italian captain was a Syrian Turkmen. Now everyone's at a loss, but according to the rules, if a team is short a player, they can temporarily borrow one from the other teams. So the chairman brought in an Argentine player. Everyone thought they'd gotten a legendary warrior, but what showed up was a double agent. During the match against Italy, Vinny took a Herculean effort to win a free kick, only to have the Argentine swoop in and snatch the penalty. The Argentine stood at the penalty spot, posing as a pro, but blasted the ball sky high, looking utterly frustrated. Maybe his expression could fool others, but Vinny wasn't having it. He ended up in a scuffle with teammates, and the referee handed him a yellow card. Forced to the sidelines for 2 minutes, he cooled off, the coach argued, only to be sent to the stands. Big Beard shook his head helplessly. Unable to sit back any longer, he shook off his off-field worries and rocketed onto the pitch like a fighter. With the team short-handed, he held the line against Italy's fierce attack, but time was running out and England was still trailing by a goal. 2 minutes later, Vinny rejoined play and instantly made an impact, soaring into the air after spotting a teammate's pass. He flipped upside down like an acrobat and sent the ball into the opponent's net, successfully turning the tide. The crowd erupted in excitement, and even the South African fans began cheering for England, but as time ticked away, neither side managed to score again, and the referee blew the whistle, sending both teams into a penalty shootout. Who will leap over this hurdle? Everyone held their breath as Italy's captain stepped up to the spot, calmly sinking the first penalty kick. On England's side, Big Beard was the first to step up, and he also successfully slotted his penalty. These two players, normally rivals, found themselves even in this direct duel, but then Italy missed a penalty kick, granting England a chance to take the lead, but they failed to capitalise, leaving both teams at the same starting line as the third round. Italy scored again, meaning England had to score next, and all eyes were on Vinny as he faced immense pressure. He placed the ball on the spot, trying to relax, but every nerve was taut and each heartbeat carried the weight of expectation. Under the spotlight of the entire audience, he took a deep breath and sprinted before finally kicking. Unfortunately, the ball went wide of the net, time seemed to freeze, and the stadium fell into a hushed silence. While England wallowed in despair, the Italians celebrated, seemingly repeating the pattern from the last European Championship final. It has to be admitted that England consistently suffers crushing defeats in penalty shootouts. The allure of football extends far beyond mere winning or losing. But the spirit of fighting fiercely also wins the hearts of fans and can even lead to miraculous reconciliations between rivals. However, Vinny was spiraling into deep self-doubt after missing his penalty. The fiery spirit he had earlier seemed snuffed out by a sudden cold wind. Only faint sparks struggled in the darkness, and though teammates tried to console him, he insisted he shouldn't be here, especially not playing with a bunch of His words made his teammates feel as if they had been insulted, and Vinny turned away, his lonely and dejected figure looking especially gloomy under the sunlight. What should have been his driving force became a shackle keeping him back on his journey. It left him wandering in the shadows, cut off from new football adventures. Meanwhile, the coach revealed a secret about Vinny. The coach, once a scout, had noticed him at just 12 years old, thinking he was as fast as lightning. His moves were as agile as a gazelle, each play felt cinematic, making the coach take serious notice of him. He truly stood out among his peers, but to the coach, Vinny still seemed to lack something. That critique hit him like a ton of bricks, sending him crashing from the peak to the valley. That moment shifted the trajectory of his life. Seeing Vinny lost, the coach brought him here not just to win. The plan was on the verge of success, yet now it felt like they were starting from square one again, and the coach was clueless on what to do. The chairman suggested he ask the South African coach. Maybe he'd have some stellar ideas. By then, South Africa had beaten the USA and reached the finals, but lost a player in the semi-finals. So the finals may see some twists. The countryside dawned bright and breezy, trains roar woke Vinny. Spotting the football on the ground, he suddenly remembered the battle for third place was about to kick off and leapt into action. He rushed toward the pitch, where England and the USA were gearing up, his heart racing like ants on a hot skillet. He couldn't afford to slow down, sprinting through the streets of Rome, but when he reached the venue, security barred his end. As kick-off approached, he pleaded with security, but to no avail. The referee had already blown the whistle. The playoff match for the third and fourth places had already commenced, and Vinny could only watch helplessly from the sidelines, his heart filled with anxiety and frustration. However, to his surprise, his teammates performed well and quickly scored. The US women's team was equally fierce, with impressive skills and perfect teamwork. That number 9 player deftly dodged Big Beard's and with a stunning volley sent it straight into the corner of the net, causing Vinny's heart to ache. The US team, now in their rhythm, scored again, flipping the scoreboard and leaving England in a tight spot. As the star player, Vinny could only fidget anxiously on the sidelines, wishing he could intervene and change the game. But his teammates didn't let up. With a heel kick from Big Beard, they equalised to 2-2, reigniting hope for England.